Okay, so where was I? Okay, making sure, hold on. Not that one. Okay, it's on. Okay, hello everyone. I'm back online. Long time ago. So, I got actually a lot of things to say. I hope, hold on, let me see if I could actually hear myself. I might end up laughing because of how ridiculous this is. But it's nice to be back online. Broadcast, I mean. Hold on. Testing. Testing. Hold on. Testing. Testing. Okay. Just making sure the audio works. Okay, so we have two things going. First, Five Nights at Freddy's, the book, the log book, by the way. Then I have a kind of like a notebook about everything I found within the book. And my theory about this Five Nights at Freddy's a little bit, I found out that from 1 to 14, someone messed up the lettering in when they were doing the theory, because they have to think of 26 constantly into a loop until it reached to the row 14 on the very bottom. And by the way, if you try to line it up, it won't line up very correctly sometimes. So you have to be very careful on how you do it. And I looked through the coding that I found through the book, and I found out actually two things. Two things when I found out. The name of the crying child is two different directions. You have to think of sideways and then downways. Because when you're looking at the from, yeah, sorry about my handwriting. I wrote it too small because how can you make this bigger and try to fit in on the whole page? So I made it smaller. So I looked through the directions because it says when you look at each thing, I'm going to give you a random page. So I'm going to show you Foxy's magazine. And before that, before we go into that, do you see this right here? This little pad? Okay, imagine this is someone else. And the one in red handwriting is Mike. But the one that crossed his name out is someone else using that same pen. Now, when you look at the characteristics of the book, you can see blood. You can see blood on it. Just imagine this book was in the same event as Mike dying. The sister's location. Now, so that's what I was thinking. If Mike died during the sister's location, this is his blood. So that means someone grabbed this book after the events of the sister's location. So Mike, out of all his handwritings in the book, out of all of his handwritings, maybe it's past tense. He passed away. Think about it. And so, whoever grabbed this book is someone else. And those little notepads, these little yellow sticks, is talking about it. If you read this, it says, hey, someone had this book before. Sorry, looks like somebody already written in this one. You don't mind, right? So that means someone else found this book, printed this on the right under his name, and found his book. And so he took over. Whoever this guy, that notepad guy, took over Mike's book. And so if you see any of these notepads, it's someone else. Just think of it like that. Someone else's handwriting. Because if you compare this handwriting to Mike's, they don't line up. Now, the first clue. When I was looking at this magazine right here, that Foxy's holding, do you ever look very closely, like with a microscope, very closely at this? Guess what I found? The number, this number right here, under Foxy's, whoops, I forgot the thing reflects. Just imagine right under Foxy's hand is something other. So I found out there's a circle under his claw. Right under the claw right here, it shows like a little faint outline of a circle. And then right by the 3, if you look very closely at this 3, there's a little dash right by it. So it could be a Q, it could be a letter, it could be a number. So I was looking at the 3 very closely because there's a dash right by it. This dash is connected to the circle that's under the hook. So that means it's more letters. So it's not 5-3, but it's 5-something 3. Do you get it now? So 5-something 3 could be a letter, it could be a number, but that's where everyone was wrong. So that means this is a letter of words. 5 is A, B, C, D, E. So E something 3. And then that 3 could be A, B, C. So that is a word. Could be a word, could be within the mixing of the Foxy cipher. Let's call it the Foxy cipher. It's way better. Now, under Foxy's hook is a word. Just imagine that, a word. So you have 3, 5, something. So you have 3 letters. You have 3 letters. So 5 is E, 3 is C, and another letter, because it's under Foxy's hook. It's hidden. Something is hidden in Foxy's hook, and that completes the word. Could be a Q, because it looks like a little dash, and then it shows an outline on the left side of it. If you use the magnifying glass and you zoom in on the hook, you see it like an outline of a black line. Just imagine that, a black line, right to the left of it. And then if you look at the edge of the hook on the other side, where it hits number 3, you can see a little dash coming out of it. Because when I was looking at, there's a dash right underneath 3. Yeah, it's right underneath 3. If you focus closely enough, there's a dash right under 3. Hold on. I'll try my best. See that dash? You can barely see it. Sorry about the... But it's there. The dash is there. So that means there is a word under Foxy's hook. So let's put... hold on. I've been looking at every word in this book, every letters in this book, the talents, the marks. I've been paying attention to everything, but someone forgot one thing. I'm going to bring this up. I made 2 different pages of this. These 2 pages are different, so you know. One is the ghost children, the dead children that passed away during the murders of the murderer, William Afton, the one that killed them. Now, I looked through this book. I wrote down every single word that I found. Now, the first sentence, what do you remember? Is it your page 20? Hold on. Wait, is it do you remember? Do you remember? What is it, your or you? Because I need a... What do... Okay, sorry. Messed up on the letter. What do you remember? Sorry, messed up on my handwriting because the R is close to the Y, that's why. Now, what do you remember? Page 20. Now, here's another one I found. Was your favorite childhood toy a plastic purple telephone? Now, imagine every character from the first Five Nights at Freddy's. The first one that came out in pixel art. Now, if I'm talking about the crying child. So I'm guessing whoever's this crying child is trying, it's like this other character, this other dead child, is trying to get answers or guess, try to guess about what this this crying child's favorite things are, what his life is about, what his memory is about. He's trying to get answers on what he remembers, what's his memories, his thought process, what's in his mind, what he could see, and what he can reflect or try to bring up, try to bring back what he lost before because he has passed away. Now, when I was looking through so let's say page 23, I was just there. Now, when I was looking at this page where the words are, here's the words, but you ever paid attention to the top words? Now, the top words says, after the first night on the job, we bet you've been feeling grateful to be alive. Reflect on things in life that you most thankful for. Now, remember this statement. And was your favorite childhood toy a plastic purple telephone? Now, think of the statement above. What are you grateful for? A plastic telephone purple toy. Grateful. So that means this ghost is trying to get the crying child to be remembering his gratefulness. He's trying to bring up his happiness, trying to bring up hope, or trying to get him to open up or try to reflect on remembering things that reflect his real life before he died on the bite. Now, when what was the other one? Do you remember your name? 31. Oh wait, one before. Now, yeah, here it is. Right here, it's very faded. You can't see by my camera, but right here on 31, there's words saying about, do you remember your name? And right above it, it's a reflect on the happiest days of your life. Write one specific memory from the day that will make you feel better if you find yourself facing certain death. They crossed it out, so you know. Michael crossed it out. Now, think about this. Certain death. What happened to the crying child? He instantly died. Instantly. It was quick. And he has quotations on it, too. So that means Michael, he caused the crying child's death. And it, in this book, it literally says his statement, it was not his fault. Don't worry, we'll get to that other page about what Michael said. Now, my name on page 32. Oh, it's on the gravestone. And I was looking at this page. One way to find hope in seamless, hopeless situations is fast forward to peek into the future. Let's give it a try. What will your life look like in 5 years? And guess what it shows? Rest in peace, my name. That's kind of instant. That shows like instant death. It's like saying your future's death. Literally. Now, I was looking at, do you have dreams? That is page 41. Now, right here. Now, in this picture it says, do you have dreams? But if you see the statement before, it says this. Studies show that you forget half of your dreams in the first 5 minutes after waking. Using this page and the next page to escape or what you call sketch and write notes about your recent dreams. Reflect on the meaning of your dreams. Now, do you remember your dreams? And it shows the animatronic Foxy, the damaged version. How there is no, not Foxy. What was it? It was Spring Bonnie, the ruined version. The ruined version. If you pay attention to each spring locks, if you pay attention to all 3 or 4 spring locks very closely, you can see all of them are not different. All of them are not different. So the first one is a circle. This one is a circle. The original one was a box. Oh no, that was after the bite. So that means so I feel like the picture is in red ink. I think it was Michael that printed this picture. I think it's Michael because it shows red pen. Remember that. Everything in red pen is Michael. So that means Michael is scared of the animatronic, not the crying child, because Michael scared the crap out of him non-stop every time. And guess what Michael was wearing? A fox mask. Foxy's mask. Not the spring locks. Michael. This is Michael's handwriting. So that means Michael was scared of the spring Bonnie because it's the crying child. This is the same one that the crying child died in. But because it was pixelated, you can't see what it looked like. So this is the crying child himself. And the one that drew this, Michael. Because remember the first game that came out? The broken window to the left and the one that's not broken in the center to the right? If you play the game, you'll see one that's not broken and one is broken. And then you see little footprints to the corner left of the first window that's not broken. So that means Michael saw the crying child in the spring locks suit scaring Michael. Not harming him, scaring him. Because the crying child cannot see. He couldn't see. Remember that question before? Where, what can you see? He says nothing. He can't see nothing. So that means the stomach of the spring locks is the crying child. So who's controlling this animatronic on top? The one that died after. So that means this was the crying child in the first stages, and the one that got scared was Michael. Because think about it. the crying child was a child. The crying child never drew. If you see a kid's drawing, it would look like crayons, like almost like having trouble drawing. But this one looks like an experienced child or adult, Michael. So that means this spring locks was made by Michael. Michael was experienced on drawing. And what did he fear? What was that scared his dreams? Spring locks. And the one that asked it was Cassidy, or another ghost that was trying to talk to the crying child, because of the crying child that doesn't know how to draw, underage, during his birthday, died on his birthday, scared out of his mind, crying nonstop because of the spring locks animatronics. And just imagine that. How can you draw something if you're so scared? Can you even draw like this if you're so scared, running away, trying to hide, and non-stop crying? No, you cannot, because it's too much fear. So that means Michael drew this, not the crying child. So don't get those two mixed up. The crying child was a child, scared out of his mind non-stop. So when you try to theory about who drew this, Michael. Remember, red pen, Michael. Whose book is this? Michael. Michael's book. Cassidy wrote in the book using her spiritual powers. And that's why you see kind of faded ink. So that means Cassidy was trying to contact the crying child, but because the child's always scared, fearing the animatronics, always have nightmares about the tronics, the one that went into the animatronic was acting and putting his head thinking and hearing rumors, the crying child hearing rumors about about the animatronics eating people. Think about it. So this is Michael after the crying child's death. Think of it like that. Think of it like that, okay? Now, okay, now let's go to number 6. This one I found out not that long ago. Do any of these toys look familiar to you? 42. Okay. So this page looks blank, but it's actually faded pictures. Faded pictures. You can barely see it. Now, first page is a bike. Second page is a phone. Third one, my bad, is a doll. Now, on the next page over, there's a flute, a girl doll, there's a boy doll here, girl doll here, and a jack-in-box. Now, does any of these toys look familiar? Remember, Cassie's trying to contact or try to speak to the crying child. Remember that. He's trying to get answers from the crying child, but remember, always in fear. Now, Cassidy's trying to make the crying child kind of open up. Now, a bike, a phone, and a doll. Flute, girl doll, jack-in-the-box. Now, I've been watching these videos about this book, and no one ever saw this, but apparently my eyes did. If you pay attention very closely to these words, there's another sentence on the next page. Not the name, not my name, but under it. On the very bottom, faded, barely could see. No one could see this. Guess what I found? Another sentence. And guess what it says? On the very bottom, right here, and very faded, it says, it shows like right under here, right over here, it shows a word, D. One of these belongs to you, and that's a question. D. Think of D. Now you have a letter. You now have a letter. Someone is talking to D. And it says, D, one of these are yours, belongs to you. Now you get a name. You get a letter. You get the one that you're trying to look for, D. Now you get the name of the crying child, D. It's on this page. It says, D, one of these belong to you. Now you get the name of the crying child's first letter. That's where everyone can't see it. No one could see that letter. No one saw it. Everyone passed right by it. They're only looking at the pictures, never looking at, like, very closely on, wait, is that a sentence? See, everyone's blind. You can tell, no, everyone's blind. Now, if you look very closely, it says D, because it shows a letter D faded. Very closely to this little smudge. Very small, very small. You can barely see it. No, now you get the letter of the crying child, D. D. Now, the first letter, my name, D, is one of these belongs to you. Now you get a letter of the crying child. The first letter, D. Now, next thing I found. When you're looking at these toys, and you remember the sentence before that, this sentence, was one of these childhood toys a plastic purple telephone? And guess what's right here? A telephone. A telephone. Right here. Right here. Plastic telephone. Looks like a telephone, a toy telephone. Now you get the letter from an old sentence, from a previous sentence. Now each sentences from the first to the last are connected. It's like forming questions but no answers. Now you have the first letter of the alphabet, the letter of David, or Dave, or D, whatever his name is, on this page. D, one of these belong to you? It's like asking a question to D. It doesn't show the full word, it just shows D, nothing else. And the weirdest part, when I was keep on looking at this D, I use the magnifying glass again, and I try to zoom in to the smudge before. Try to zoom in. And guess what I found? It shows an eye. So D something I, is that a C or I can't tell. but it's backwards. If anyone could look at this page, look by the smudge. Look by the smudge right here. Look by this smudge right here. Right by it, if you look very closely, you could see the word D. One of these belong to you. You could barely see it. It's very faint. Now, what was the next one? Okay. My name. What page? 47? Oh, here. Right by the blood spatter. Right above it. Now. Now, when you look at this chart by Foxy, above Foxy, it's a health chart, or what you call an overall, a total. Now, when I was thinking about this overall, feeling about tonight's shift, what do you feel? And by the way, it's related to my name. Now, when you think about that shift, just imagine it's not the shift. Imagine it's this. Feeling about tonight's bedtime. Just imagine that. Imagine about the crying child's bedtime. Now, if the word my name is under that list about the tonight's shift, imagine instead of the shift, but the shift of the crying child's time. Because when you think of the story of the crying child, what did he do in the game? The first pixel game of Five Nights at Freddy's. First thing, he's always with Afton. Afton was always busy, always in working with Edwin and his friend Murray. Now, so what I was thinking is, what did the crying child do in his whole story from beginning to end, and what was his shift? Just imagine that. What was the crying child doing to tell his story? First, always at the pizzeria, Five Nights at Freddy's. He was never at, I don't know if he stayed at night or whatever, but remember this. Afton was always at the pizzeria. And that means the crying child, D, was always with him. So that means pizza, the animatronics, and always there. And hearing rumors outside the pizzeria, the park is nearby, and then you have a birthday party in the animatronics pizzeria before the crying child died. Now, in the overall, how did the crying child feel? I say 1. Because when you think of 1, he was scared of the animatronics. He feared the animatronics, always thinking that they are freaky creepy, scary. He never liked the animatronics. And because of freaking Michael making it worse, it's always one. Now, did you get any fulfillment? Eating pizza, having scared all in your freaking life, he could be around 2 to 3 to 4. So think of the letters A, B, C, D. 4. He was getting pizza constantly. He could get free pizza anytime he wants. But don't forget, he's always scared, always in fear, always hiding, trying to stay away from animatronics. So if the animatronics moved to a certain way, he would go to the other way. So he would always like the pizza, but always in scared of the animatronics because of the rumors and what Michael did. And now, health. The health of the child. Being scared, in fear, emotions high. What do you think the crying child's health is like? Eating pizza constantly. Very bad. Pizza you shouldn't be eating non-stop because it makes you fat. But when you look at the crying child, he looked skinny. His health was deteriorating because of all the scared freaking rumors and what Michael did. So it would be around 5 to 4 or less. Now, the stress levels was high, level 10. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So you have to think of his stress levels. The stress levels of seeing animatronics move. The crying child was always scared of the animatronics. He never liked the animatronics because of William Afton going inside of it. Now, you have to think of the stress level of the child to make sure his name is connected. Now, the purpose. The purpose of being at the Five Nights at Freddy's. His purpose is to run away from the animatronics. Always in scaredness, always in fear of the animatronics. You have to think of it like that. If you can't think of it like that, then how can you be a theorist? You have to think of every aspect of someone's life. Like the moment they go into the Five Nights at Freddy's, hearing the stories, hearing the newspapers, hearing about the missing kids. You have to think of that stuff, and then you have to think of the deterioration of your emotions, your mental state of seeing something move and scare the crap out of you. Now, next thing, hope. Did the child, crying child, have hope? No. He had none. Because of the scared, the fear, the animatronics, always crying. He had no hope except for one toy that's always with him. The toy spring locks. The spring locks toy. That was his hope to getting out of the fear. So he did have hope. Experimental dread. Experimental dread. He had completely dread because seeing the animatronics constantly scared the crap out of him. Just imagine that. Imagine this total thing is everything that's in the story of Five Nights at Freddy's. From the first story to the before he passed away. So each story is connected to this book. You have the day of the bite that's in this book and some other things. Now, it says event log night 2. on the previous page. If there's an instant report, like what does night 2 have? Night 2, it could be Chica's movement in the kitchen. Foxy's movement could be a different night. Now, let's see. Was your favorite ride the carousel? 56. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Right here. When I was keep on looking at these pictures of Foxy's night, I've been paying attention of the direction he's been facing. Let's go back to night 2. Where's night 2? Here's night 2. Pay attention to the flashlight and the chalking board. See that? See those little dents? Think of it. Telemarks. Telemark 2. 2. 1, 2. Boom, boom. And the direction of Foxy is like a time. Look at the time. You can't see it, huh? Look at his hand direction. Down. And his hand. Think of 12 o'clock on top. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Imagine that. Each of these pictures is a time. The time they attack. Imagine that. So, he attacks around 3 or 4. If anyone plays the Five Nights at Freddy's, don't worry, I have the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I will download all of them and play them in order and try to see what night he attacks or whatever attacks on that night, and then write it down. Now, night 3. Now, remember what I said about time. Look at the light, direction. Now, his hand's down here, facing down, but his other hand is kind of stretching. So if 1 o'clock is over here, about around 2 o'clock, you have to pay attention to every direction of the flashlight as a time frame. So if Fox or one of the animatronics attacks at 2, remember I warned you. Warned you at 2 o'clock, someone's going to attack. Each picture of these is like a time attack. Remember that. Just imagine each night is a time attack. So each one of these shows who's going to attack. Look, Freddy, Chica. Pay attention to their hands. Chica's hands is around down and then kind of like over here. And Freddy's is around here to here. Remember that. Oh, wait, what was another one? 56. Oh. Notepad again. Discarding this quiz, in fact, don't mention the spring lock suit to anyone. And right above it, quiz, how did you do? Tally up your score. Correct answer C, correct answer B, correct answer A, correct answer C, correct answer C, correct answers B. Hold on. Turning on my fan because it's hot. Sorry about the fan. You can still hear me, right? Perfect. Hold on. Hold on. 2 or fewer correct answers. Please review your training before. Sorry, my chair went down. Even look at the spring lock suit. Don't speak to any insurance agents should you encounter them. 3 to 4 correct answer. Half right answer. Here. It's about the handling of the spring locks. Remember that picture of the spring locks, old-fashioned one? The one that looks completely scary out of your mind? Yeah, I think it's talking about that one. Now, where this is not the white one. Here it is. By the way, it says right here, was your favorite ride the carousel? And I looked up the statement on top, the top of it, and guess what it says? List some things that would be great to have in a pizzeria that would distract people from the depressing reality of life. And the answer is, do you like riding the carousel? Did the crying child ever ride the carousel? Now, what did you see? Page 59. The maze. I like word searches. Here, I'll take you to the page. I did it myself. I rewritten it because I didn't want to affect the book's lore. So I written it in my own notebook. And yes, I found everyone. I actually found something kind of disturbing within the maze. Now, I'll show you what I mean. When I was reading this, it says the first letter is right here, it's M. But then it says right in the middle of it, S. So right to the next of it, it says, it's me. When I was paying attention to this word search, it's like a child deteriorating. You know why I said that? If you pay attention to the words up here, there's hidden words. Watch this, watch this. I found a hidden word. It's some. It's some. It's some. It's some. And then I kept on reading. Who are you? On the side of it, going downwards. And then I found out one of the words is backwards. Guess who? Freddy's. Freddy's word, Freddy, is backwards. So that means this word page, or the word search on 58, is all directions. Up, down, left, right, horizontal, vertical, and backwards. So that means if anyone could do this word search without drawing on it, and find words forwards and backwards, you're going to find a story. You're going to find more details that you didn't even realize that were there. Now, it says right by Foxy's name, it's Foxy. More lore. Now, when you see the word, there it goes again. It's like he's trying to say it's some, but then his words are kind of deteriorating. Like his memories are deteriorating on what he barely remembers. It's like because of his fears consuming him, he's kind of forgetting the actual meaning. And then on the very bottom of it, the very bottom, right under it, says, "What is your name?" And the letter T, right at the end of it, T. Is there a name that stands with T? And then when I was reading more, I was looking forwards and backwards, because Foxy's name, or Freddy's name, where's Freddy? Hold on, let me see Freddy's name. I'm trying to, because I have it on this already completed. So let me find Freddy's name for a second. Found it. Okay, so it's going to be right here. F-R-E-D-D-Y. Backwards. Backwards. Only every other word in the word search right here, find these words. All of them except for one word is forwards, and the last one is backward. Freddy's name is backwards only. Everything else forwards. Do you get it now? That means Freddy was the first. That's why it's backwards. Or it could symbolize the first one to die by William Afton. Now, so I thought, what if every word that we're trying to find, there's a hidden sentence within this in the word search, and that's why I was looking. Wait, hold on. Wait, is there cats in this? Cheek, cat. Wait, hold on. Oh wow. Chica. In her name says cats. It says right here. Cats. And Chica's name is right before it. C-H-I-C-A. And the word cats is right after it. So let's see if Foxy's actual name is in the word search. The person that died and went into Foxy's body. Now Foxy, it's Foxy, S-D-M-R, after that. Freddy's backwards, so it's right under Chica. And then it says U-I-T-E-Z-M-E. And then before that it says S-T. And there's a word under it, F-I-N-T. Fint. So how about this? I got an idea. Hold on. I'm gonna put each word, full sentence that is like a sentence in the notebook. So we have, who are you? And then you have, what is your name? And then the word, it's me. And then the other word that I saw, it's some, or it's some. It's some. And then there's another word that I found. I don't know if I should put fint. Let me look on. No, never mind. I'll do it later. Let's see if any other words stand out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to ignore these words underneath and only focus on the words that are a sentence or word itself. For example, let's say if I find the word the, for example. If I find the word the, I'll write it down. If it's not down here, if you don't see the here, then you write it down. But if you do see the, you ignore it. Just saying. And the word E, wait, should I put, no. Not that one. Let's see. So, I'm going to go forwards. So I'm going to go, okay, you see how direction is? You see the first letter? I'm going to go that way first. And then the next, when I go all the way to the very bottom, I'm going to go that way. And then I'm going to go down and then horizontal. A different direction. Sideways. And then I'm going to go the other way as well. So I'm going every direction so we don't miss any words. Okay. It's some. Oh, wait, hold on. We found another one. So this is what I found. It's ITSUM. Think of the sum amount of crates. Think of it like that. Or some people. As TM played EIRTA. That's weird. It's as. Okay, I'm going to put it's as. Because it is a word. So after this, after I find each word forwards, I'm going to put on this page forwards, and then on the next page I'm going to do sideways, and the next page downways, and I'm going to do each page like different directions to see what the full sentence is. I don't want to put forwards and put everything on the same page because it's going to be messed up. Now, where was it? Play. Okay, this right here. SMKE, and these Foxy DMR. Could it be the brand or the type? Maybe. Can't. It's not a word, so I can't write it. It BS me. No. Lights. No. It. No. Lights. Some. It's some. It's some. No. It's some. It's some. Lights. LITS. No. LIT and then SOME. And it says it again. ITSOMEIY. Lights some. Lights some. I don't know if it's a word, but we'll focus on it. We'll focus on it. It's no. It's no. Sam. I'm not joking. It says SAM. I'm not joking. It's gonna put that word I just found. So, can I'll try. I'm gonna tell you right now. SAMNE. And then right after that, it says right here, it S-M-E, no, S-M-N-E after that. We'll write it down. We're gonna look on Google later on if that's the actual word, S-A-M-N-E. Just make sure. Fent. No. No. Okay, I found another word, but I don't know if it's an actual word. Here it is, P-I-A-T-S. P-I-A-T-S. And then after that, it says party. And then right underneath it, it says, it's me again. Now that's forwards. We're going to switch to the next page. Now we went forward, we'll go backwards. Now, so I'm going backwards, it's going to be that way. Nothing. Down. Is. E-I-S. It's else. E-I-S-E-L. E. Hold on. We found another word that's down. Born. 2. F-A-L. It's. Oh, born. 2. F-A-L-I. Should I write it down? It is a word. S-C. It's oh, born. No. C-A. To born. To F-A-L. I'm going to put it's born. It's born to F-A-L. It feels like it's a sentence a little bit. Kind of. Now, is me, is, no. No. Is MP fun? miss me CRIASA? We have another sentence. Is miss me. I just found something. You know the word guard? Right under it, it says me. And then after it, it says guard me, it, I, after, am. So it's saying after me. Guard me. It's after me. My it's. MYIT. Who are you? And it says SS, and then it says my it. My it's. My it. That's down. Now we're going to. Should I put after me? Yeah, I think it's. I should write that sentence. Guard me, it's after me. Or no, guard me, I after me. You could tell that person's afraid. Now I'm gonna go sideways, horizontal or vertical. Starting with W, TH, GMO, IUEA, hold on. I just spotted something. Is N eats M. the et, me, MC, it, miss, ma, I, R, T, T, I. I'm C, A, C, S, O, S, E, T, S, M, E, I, R, E, T. MITCD. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of words in this thing. What was I? Oh, right. Not this. Oh, right. Now, let's talk about the mirror. When I kept on looking at this mirror where it says, "What do you see?" I saw something. There is two outlines going sideways. And then right under it, it looks like, when I kept on looking at different angles of it, I looked directly at it, horizontaled it, different directions, and there's a faint outline of something right here and something right by it. Faded, completely faded. And right in the center of it, it looks like a a white line that's going split right between them, and it looks like a door. It looks like a door. Right here, it looks like a door and a window. Faded. To me, it looks like a house in the window. But it's kind of erased, like so much that you can't even see it. Next one. What do you see? No. Do you miss them? Let's talk about this right here. The 5 plus 4 and 3. Guess what I found out? On another page, past this page, remember those little things? Here, I'll show you. Direction of the hands. Time again. And remember the board right behind. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Right behind them. Time again. Pay attention to the flashlight of the direction as a time clock. Do you miss them? Up here, statement first. If you were to die in a just work accident for the industry being stuffed inside an animatronic suit, who the people you miss the most? And it says, do you miss them? And guess who's crying? Foxy is crying. I found something else. Another number. Guess what? There's a number on this page. Guess where it's at? Or guess where it's at? $23. It's upside down, backwards towards us. 23. Foxy added a number within his writing. 23. 23. In his own handwriting. What do you miss? 23. Number. Sorry. I'm trying my best. Sorry. So you have another number, 23, and Foxy's writing it. So now you have multiple numbers. Now let's move on to the one I was talking about. Okay, here it is. Do you see this little thing? I want you to find hidden words. Can't see it? And guess what it says? For the real value, see page 61. And it adds up to 12. But if you add 5 plus 4, 9. So that means this is related to that chalkboard on page 61. 9. And that's why people are getting that wrong answer. On 5 plus 4, 3. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So that means all of this could be 9, 8, 7, whatever. But when you compare it to, that's the real one, 9. And it says right here, there 3 pizzas each has additional toppings, 3 pitchers of soda, 24 cupcakes. And it says right under it, for the real value, see page 61. 9. And that's why people are getting 4 plus 3, 3 wrong. It's for this. This is telling you the value. It's telling you if you want to find the real value, look on the page before. 5 plus 4, 9. 3, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. Everyone's getting the chalkboard wrong. It's for this. The value of it. This is 9, not 12. That's why people are skimming over little words they could barely see. That's why people are so off. Now, let's talk about, does he still talk to you? 5075. In the face of extreme fear, it would be calming to think back to your childhood. Do you have a stuffed animal or blanket that takes with you everywhere? What about an imaginary friend? Write about them here. And right on that picture is a scary Freddy. He's angry. Angry Freddy plushie toy. And right by it, do the he still talk to you? So if you're talking about, does he talk to you? Think of the gold, the golden Freddy toy, the golden spring locks toy. The spring locks toy, child, the crying child. Think about that. Okay, is this song familiar to you? 83. I actually found something out. If you add this, and this to this right here, see that thing? That little note piece? Add that and the other note pieces together. This note piece, this note piece, this note piece, these four, and any other note pieces that you see in this book, and add it together. Night 5. Look at the time. 12:06, or what you call 6 o'clock. Remember, long hand is the minute hand. Shorthand is the hour hand. Or you could say 12:06 or 6 o'clock or 12 o'clock, 12:30. It's up to you which direction you go. Remember the time. And remember that pizza I was talking about? For the glory of pizza, Michael. Okay, here it is. Remember what I said about the crying child and the accident with Michael causing crying child's death? Right here in red, he tripped and fell on Freddy's teeth, not our fault. Michael's trying to push the blame not on himself. But remember, Michael picked up the crying child and put his head inside of Freddy's teeth, and he died. My child said Freddy bit him. And then someone else commented, Michael, no, he tripped and fell into Freddy's teeth. No, someone put him in there. The party was for you. People to invite. The theme, where, when, decorations, menu. Oh, by the way, this picture is Chica. How I can tell, it's not Freddy. Look at the jawline. Look at the ear on the left. It's kind of faded. And look at the facial features. The jaw, what it looks like. Chica. Freddy's more taller. The spring locks are more taller. This is Chica. That's all now. Survive, Mike. Survive, not funny. Haha, free trip, cash, money, water ski, speedboat, Clara from the mortal lands, the restless. Because everything about this place is crazy and no one seems to notice except me. Certain death, rest in peace. Congo Bongo, survive, run 5 miles, run even faster, take a self-defense class, animatronics, chewing gum, excessive power. My name, for real, value C. For the glory of pizza, he tripped and fell on Freddy's teeth. Not our fault, my name. I hope this opens people's eyes a little bit on the theorist list. I'll see you guys later. It was a fun stream. Later. Oh, Black X. No, not Bloodshot Tubers content.